Hi there, and welcome to part 3 in my series on using Profile Builder in the new Light Cloud for Lightrider and mydmx Go. Today I'm going to look at moving heads and specifically pan and tilt. Now, moving heads are usually quite complex pieces, include other kind of complex features using color wheels, perhaps gobo wheels, even things like zoom and focus. But for today, I'm going to keep it nice and simple, and we're going to create a very basic profile for a simple moving head and just introduce pan and tilt. So as always, I'm going to go to and click the plus button at the top, hit create. You have to give it a brand. I'm not precious about brands names here, so I'm going to choose AFX, and I'm going to give it a name of it's going to be a moving head AFX1. There we go. Hit create. So, okay, as always, we need to create the different types of channel first that we're going to use in each channel mode. So I'm going to click plus, and I'm going to say that this has a red, green, blue. It also has, let's go for pan and tilt, and I'm going to throw in a dimmer and a shutter and strobe as before. Choose add selection. So for dimmer, we have to remember we have to give this a range. Again, as I always say, it's important that you follow the DMX guide included with the user guide of your lighting fixtures. Most dimmer channels are quite straightforward. They usually have just a single range of 0 to 255. Occasionally there's something a bit more important, slightly different that you need to include here, but please do follow the guide that comes with your lighting fixtures, and you need to represent it here. Shutter and strobe, again, these are often slightly more complex. They usually have an open and then a strobe, and then perhaps even other ranges. I'm going to keep this one nice and simple. So if the first range is let's say it's 0 to 9, then the next range needs to be beginning at 10, and I'm always having trouble trying to get this to work. So you have to click in here and type 10. So therefore, the open is range 0 to 9, and then strobing is from 10 to 255. Okay, and so I'm just about done for now. I'm going to go and create the actual first channel mode, and this is going to include let's say pan, tilt, and then red, green, blue, dimmer, shutter, and strobe. Add selection. Okay, so I've created a simple 7-channel mode. Okay, they're all there, everything is looking good. Now, what happens if my fixture also has pan fine and tilt fine, as they're often called within the user guide? So I'm going to create a separate channel mode for this. So rather than being 7-channel mode, I'm going to create a 9-channel mode. And you may be thinking, so how are you going to do that? I'll show you. So you choose pan, tilt, red, green, blue, dimmer, shutter, and strobe. To choose the 7 again, click add selection. But this time I'm going to make a change to this pan in mode 7 only. And this is called a local change. So it means I'm changing the way that pan works, but only in this mode 2. And all I'm going to do is click this little slider that's called 16-bit channel. And this adds it's called a micro channel in here, but it's effectively a pan fine. And if we want to call it pan fine, we can do that. We can go to the name and we can type in pan fine. Okay, and it will rename it over here. So if I click number 2, it will you'll see that the channel 1 is called pan fine. I don't know why I've changed that, because that's nonsense. It's channel 1 is not pan fine. Channel 1 is pan. Right, let's go and do the job properly, and we'll go and change panel 2 to say pan fine. Okay. We can do the same thing for tilt. Okay, so for tilt, I can go over here and change the 16-bit channel, and it will automatically add a channel number 4. Okay, and if I want to change the name of this, I can do that. I can change it up here, I can change it over here. You can type in where I want, so I can change it, say tilt fine. Okay, so now what I've done here, you'll notice the words local appear, and that's what I mentioned earlier about the fact that the change to this pan channel is only in this channel mode. Now you may be wondering, why don't I change it in the overall list of channels here. Well, I don't want to do that because if I changed it here, it would change it for all of the other channel modes. And in fact, it's only in channel mode 2, which is a 9-channel mode, that I actually want pan fine and tilt fine. So there are very definitely some times when you will need to create or kind of use this local feature of a particular channel mode. This probably does take some getting used to, some getting your head around, but that will come with some experience, with a bit of trial and error, and you'll soon get to find out, when you should make local changes, when you shouldn't. As I said, the best way to work out how these things work is to try it and see. If you do get stuck, then as I always say in my videos, the best place to go is to the Lightrider help and support. The Lightrider and mydmx Go help and support Facebook group. There's myself and a good few other people there that are more than willing and capable of helping you out to create or modify your own profiles. You can leave comments here in the video if you wish, but the Facebook group is slightly easier because we can help share things like screenshots to show you how to achieve what it is you're trying to do. Okay, so I'm gonna stop there because that's how pan and tilt work, and that's how you introduce channels that allow your moving heads or any other fixtures that have kind of a movement capability that use pan and tilt. This doesn't apply to some fixtures necessarily that have a type of movement which is more of a rotation. Okay, so it's important to recognize the difference between pan and tilt and rotation. Rotation is used for things like, let's go for something like the ADJ starburst, for example, the kind of mirrorball type effect, or even barrel fixtures that have rotating mirror barrels that rotate constantly. So they're different. They're not necessarily pan and tilt. These are pan and tilt are typically used for moving heads. Right, okay, as always, as I said, if you've got further questions, head over to the Lightrider mydmx Go help and support Facebook group. Leave some comments here, and in the next video we'll be looking at another aspect of Profile Builder. But that's it for now. Thank you very much.